This channel is for immature audiences only. It is not for children, only for childish adults. We might play some video games that kids also like, but we say words like fuck and shit with alarming frequency and make crude, inappropriate, and morbid jokes all the damn time. Level 0 NPCs assumes no responsibility if your idiot spawn watches this and gets traumatized.
Yeah, no time passed doing that, which is kind of curious. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
What's up?
I'm back.
Oh,
I thought you were quiet.
Yeah.
Guys, I was
unseasonally quiet.
I was gone for freaking like 12 minutes.
Well, I did genuinely think, is Matt doing all right? Like, have we burned out his social batteries debating superpowers?
No, my internet went out for 10 to 12 minutes.
Goodness
I was
gracious.
scrambling, trying to like restart the modem. I think it was out, like it was an outage.
I'm sorry, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Did you just keep recording?
Yep,
Nice.
Great.
of course. I'm a pro.
Did we address the pink stuff on
Professional.
the library floor?
The
pink stuff?
Feathers?
Yeah, did we already do
Yes.
that? I can't remember. Like I said, my memory's not.
We saw it, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What
Well,
a
welcome
weird
back,
thing to
Matt.
happen. Thanks. It's only fair because this is the first time in 8 years this has happened.
Is it? I feel like it might have happened at some point in the past, but it's true. Also, have we already mentioned that it is the 8-year anniversary of the first episode aired of Level 0 NPCs?
Yes, as of the day this airs, it was yesterday.
Yes.
Happy anniversary.
We aired our first... Thank you. We aired our first episode of Level 0 NPCs on November 10th, 2015. The first episode was Broforce.
Wow.
Kudos, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks. You're all part of this now.
It's just Matt and Luke who were here, and I want to congratulate myself. I was observing from afar, from the deep reaches of space.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I remember the Broforces, I feel like. Unbelievably, I do remember. I don't know if I went back and watched them after the fact or if I was actually watching 8 years ago, which is almost inconceivable.
I can't imagine. Nobody was. Nobody was watching us back then.
Aw.
Julia's been around for quite a while.
I have
though.
been. I really have been.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking with Julia about joining us to do Colonel's Bequest and talking to her about Crimson Diamonds as long ago as when I was still living in Nova Scotia. So
Yeah. Yep.
well, that's at least 5 years.
Yeah, November 10th, 2015 was our first episode of Broforce, episode 1, with 243 views and 6 likes.
That is something I do want to ask you guys. I want to get a bit behind the music about this. So what was the impetus of starting the channel?
I think it was John's idea.
It was John's idea.
Yeah.
So one day he comes up to you and he says...
Well, we were all D&D buddies, right? We all hung out and played in the same D&D group, including Alex. But relatively early on, and this could have actually been before Alex joined the D&D group. John just basically said, he knew that I had done some YouTube stuff prior to starting what we are doing now in Level 0 NPCs. I have my own YouTube channel.
Yeah, like the game developer stuff, right?
No, that happened actually as a part of Level 0 NPCs, but I had a YouTube channel, which was Space Pirate Kane, where I did basically just a few episodes of Fallout New Vegas and a few episodes of Minecraft with my friend Dave, who is a fairly influential Minecrafter guy, and also worked with like the Yogscast guys. He was their he ran their server, their Minecraft server.
Wow.
But yeah, he had this mod pack called Resonant Rise, and so I was doing a learn how to play Minecraft Resonant Rise with Dave. And so we did that thing for a few months, and then I had a big computer crash and I stopped doing YouTube as a result because I lost all of my footage of a bunch of recorded but unaired episodes. So we were playing D&D one day, and John was just talking about like having been interested in doing the YouTube thing. By no means was it like fledgling at the time, but like, you know, you had some pretty big, like still relatively new channels like Game Grumps and stuff like that at the time. And we were like, yeah, that sounds like fun. It's doubtful that we'll get huge, but you know, maybe it would be worth just trying out and seeing if we like it. Because, you know, Matt is very funny and I have a lot of follow through. So,
well,
so we did it. And you know, it was the three of us for quite a while. And then, John eventually decided to step away from the channel because he wasn't really into retro, and Matt and I really were. And the rest is kind of history.
I think that's what happened, right? Like, we started leaning into the retro stuff because, like, it was a saturated, like, it was so.
We were chasing trends for a while. You know, like. We did well. I mean, we weren't chasing we weren't chasing great trends, honestly. We were playing SNES games like the Game Grumps, basically, and we played a couple of reasonably new titles. We got in on like Keymailer, and we did an episode of like a game that had just launched at the time called Chiku that we had some fun with. We were kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall. We played Left 4 Dead. We played.
We played Ark Survival Evolved.
Ark Survival Evolved. Yeah. But, you know, I didn't have my technique down at the time, so I was still learning a lot about, like, video editing. Yeah, like, it was just more interesting for Matt and me to do retro stuff.
Yeah.
Because we had sort of a shared love for old school video games. And like the reason we cut Fallout short was John was like, I don't want to record any more Fallout. Can we just stop? And I said, yeah, we can if we want to. You know, I was like, can we just make this the last? Like, we died at one episode, and John was like, can we just make this the end of Fallout? And I was like, okay, and that's what we did.
Also, we thought it would be funny because we died.
Yeah,
and
it was funny.
It was funny. It was just like, that's the end. That's it. That's as far as we got.
It was an Iron Man run that we didn't know it was until the moment it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you know, no problem, you know, John wasn't into the retro thing, and we kind of eventually turned Level Zero NPCs into a retro gaming channel.
Yeah.
We've still delved into non-retro now and then.
Yeah.
Or debatably retro.
Inspired or retro thing. Yeah.
But like we started our very first episode of Sierra Saturday on May 13th, 2016.
I think
about half a year after we started.
I think you did start the show shortly after I joined the D&D group. I'm pretty sure. Because I think I remember when it started, and it would be weird to remember that if I hadn't met you guys yet.
Yeah.
Well, you'd have known Matt, because you worked together, yeah?
But like,
yeah, but I wasn't working with Matt long before I started at D&D.
I mean, yeah, it's also entirely possible that we, like, you know, invited you along and you just weren't into it. So
yeah, it just didn't sound fun. Like you guys were doing the show, like, hey, do you want to record with us? And I think I was talking to Matt about it. I was like, that just doesn't sound fun to me. I don't. Anyway, and then later I watched a few episodes and I was like, no, that does seem fun. I see why that is fun.
Yeah.
And then a few more years passed, and then you eventually joined us.
Yeah, I did a guest thing, and then later joined just for the regular shows.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, like...
speaking of other shows that we don't do anymore, I do want to do more Jedi Knight Academy. We didn't stop that as
oh, yeah.
We still have an unaired episode. It's just kind of sitting there.
It's just been, we had this like extra reserve of energy, like, this is great, let's do more of this. And we did a few episodes of Jedi Knight Academy, and we all, like, collectively, our batteries ran real low, and we just didn't. But yeah, I do want to do more of that. I talk about it with the guys pretty regularly, or you know, have analogies about it.
we're all just I just can't believe, looking back 8 years, how much busier I am now than when I started this.
Yeah. I actually bought a mouse with more buttons. It was to play Diablo 4, which I fucking hated, but it was also for Jedi Knight Academy, because I doubt the game expects you to have all of the F5 buttons bound to one mouse. I have a suspicion that the game will be hilariously easier if you have everything mapped to the mouse.
I can see that.
But that's it, right? We're all just so busy. So we'll get to it. We'll get back to it.
We're busy and tired. Like let's be like reasonable here and realistic with ourselves. Like, Matt and I are in our 40s. We're tired old men. We aren't the spry 30-somethings that we were when we started this show. And, like, you know, I am now, like, in a directorial role in my studio. Oh, man, Wilbur's corpse is gone. And, like, you know, I just released a game recently. And, like, that takes a whole shit ton out of you. And I'm like, you know, Matt is a very busy dude who's starting his own fucking business. You know, like, it makes sense that we can't make this. Can't like put as much effort into this. But
and while I'm a 30-something, I haven't been spry since my 20s, if then.
So we're doing our best.
Yeah.
Julia's new blood, and it's really helping us.
Aww.
It's true. It's true. You brought new life to this.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. You know that. I'm really like so happy that eventually, we've been talking. Luke and I have been talking about it for years, and it came to be, and it's been wonderful. So far so good.
Yeah, my only true hope was that we were going to be able to get you into, like, sit in with us playing Colonel's Bequest, but, you know, hopefully we have enticed you into just becoming a full-time NPC, and you have joined us for Phantasmagoria and for Cruel Timber.
Yes.
Of all things.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah, like, you can't get much more niche than Cruel Timber.
Absolutely. And, like Lewis had to step back for a little bit, and Andrews had to step back for a little bit. So it's really nice to have you here. Great.
Oh, like, yeah, it's awesome. And I guess for me, I kind of haven't really been even calling myself a level 0 NPC. I've just been saying I've been collaborating with the level 0 NPCs, and when I tweet about it, but I guess I'm a level 0 NPC.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if the title's any use to you, then you are certainly welcome to it.
I mean, we could finish these games, the Colonel's Request games, and then, like, the Laura Bow games. And we could do yours, and then you could, like, take off, but you'd still always be an NPC. And you're always welcome to hang around.
It's a question of how obscure of an X-Man are you, you know?
Yeah. It really depends on how much you want to play Leisure Suit Larry with us.
It depends.
Kind of is part of it, yeah.
It's a matter of how far down in the contacts list you are in Professor X's phone.
Yeah.
That will, however, I think, be ultimately the test of Julia's tolerance of being a level 0 NPC is whether you're willing to suffer through the entirety of Leisure Suit Larry. All fucking 6 of them.
Yeah, because I was about to say, and, you know, you guys have been streaming, you know, retro adventure games for quite some time, but I can't recall you guys ever doing a Leisure Suit Larry. Did you?
No, because we do all the quest series and all of the sort of mainline series in order. Like, we do the whole series before we move on to another one. Which is why we'll be doing Dagger of Amon-Ra after this, right? And we did all of Quest for Glory in order. We did all of King's Quest in order. We did all of Space Quest, and we did all of...
Man, I picked a bad time to join.
You missed a couple of them, for sure.
I was just going to say, like, Space Quest, King's Quest, Adventure Quest, or
Police Quest.
Quest for Glory, Police Quest, all that stuff, like... those are all games that on some level I'm willing to be a fan of. I gotta say, I don't know how I feel about Leisure Suit Larry. Like, I'll give it a go, but, like, from what I know about the premise of that, I don't think I'm gonna get six. I don't think we're gonna be loading up the 6th game, and I'm gonna be like, "Fuck yeah, let's do this. Let's see what Larry's up to."
Yeah. No. Look.
I'm not burnt out on Leisure Suit Larry yet, but I give it 3 episodes.
There's a reason why we left Leisure Suit Larry for the end, because it's one of those ones that we have to do for complete sake, like just to be completionists, because we have to do the whole Sierra catalog. We got to. But my God, it's just we're just putting it off till the end.
We're under a geas that means we have to do them all.
we might do the Conquests game first.
Ooh, yeah.
You know?
Those are great.
Yeah.
Do we want to split up the Leisure Suit Larrys? Like do one and then do a different series and then choke down another Leisure Suit Larry?
I feel like it's just a block of things we have to do, right? Like,
here's the thing.
It's our rite of passage.
I actually have a lot of fond memories of Leisure Suit Larry 1. There's nothing like it. The problem with Leisure Suit Larry is that it's one of those things that just cannot age well.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Leisure Suit Larry is you're a guy trying to get laid, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the game.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Kind of, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I will say that I do have some affection for them, especially, the EGA text parser ones, which
absolutely
they're quite lovely.
I mean, the nice thing about Leisure Suit Larry, for what it's worth, is like Larry is never portrayed as anything but a complete loser, right? And I really do appreciate the craft that went into Leisure Suit Larry 7, particularly, as a classic 2D animation enthusiast.
I don't even think I've seen 7 or played any of that, so...
7 is I mean, it is another Leisure Suit Larry game, but it is fully, like, hand animated, although, well, it's it's in pixel, of course, but much in the same way. Like it's in that very, very narrow period of time where it was like Curse of Monkey Island.
Oh yes,
King's
I
Quest
love
7,
that.
Leisure Suit Larry 7.
Nice. Yeah.
I don't suppose you guys stopped the episode and started a new one while I was gone.
No, not yet.
Yeah, I was about to ask that actually.
So this is still one episode then.
We're still going, yeah.
We'll do a real short, disappointing one. Don't worry for our second episode.
All right.
Do you want? I want to comment. I meant that room you were just in there.
Yeah, this one.
Those blinds are really lovingly rendered. It's not really easy to do like irregular diagonals with pixel art.
And they read immediately as blinds. It's kind of a miracle.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes,
it makes me want to do
really
like a hard-boiled detective game.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Yeah. No, this is actually, I think, probably one of the nicest rooms in the game. Like, just for everything, like, all of the things that they have done, like, all the lines are just about right. The bed doesn't sit quite perfectly for me.
No. There's a box there that the perspective's a little bit off, but that's okay.
Yeah, the cloth-covered furniture,
it's great.
the fucked-up blinds, the little crack in the window, the, sort of skewed chairs, the light and shadow, like they did a really good job.
Oh, it's fantastic. I actually think I love this. I might like this one the most. I do like the bathroom at the end of the hall a lot, and I also like the room that Ethel's in with the dollhouse. I think those are really, really good.
Yeah.
For the same reasons, like the light and stuff is coming in, and it's kind of amazing.
To tie that back into the conversation, I think I can appreciate probably the craftsmanship and the game development of Leisure Suit Larry.
Well,
you're right. This bathroom's amazing.
We're probably going to approach Leisure Suit Larry as an artifact.
Also, like, I think I can appreciate like the game even if I don't appreciate the protagonist, right? Like, the game doesn't necessarily require that you are a fan of Larry himself.
I mean, Larry, he's not like, how do you put this? He is sometimes a creep, but not like, nah, I don't know. It's been a long time.
The game will probably require us to do some creepy shit to get through it.
Yeah. Yes. That
We'll
is
have to take a
definitely-
step back, be like, this is a video game, and this is how you have to win it.
It is of its time, and I know there's going to be a bunch of people who are not interested in watching us play Larry. And that's okay. I understand. But the big plan, by the way, this cough that I have is a completely separate cough from August when we were playing this.
Oh, that's good to know. My goodness.
Yeah, no, I have kids. This is just a cold. It's almost gone.
So you don't need
You have
onions
more
this
vectors
time.
for disease than the rest of us.
I do not need onions for this one. I do need water though. I don't know why I didn't get water down when I was having my break. Anyway, like I think the big plan is we're gonna do as many games as we can until we get to Larry. Then we'll do all of Larry, and then
That's remake time.
then
Then-
it's
then-
remake and
Then we can
unofficial
finally
sequels.
die.
Yeah, well, there's that. Remakes and unofficial sequels. So
Oh boy.
yeah. We're gonna cover it, and then once that's done, I guess it's LucasArts Saturdays.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to like do a to sow a field of disenthusiasm around Leisure Suit Larry.
Look,
It's of all the games, it's the premise that I'm most skeptical of.
and that's fair. I'm curious.
Generally speaking, it's no better or worse than Freddy Farkas was. Maybe a little worse.
I think I can handle. I think I can handle slightly worse than Freddy Farkas. I think I can handle that.
Yeah.
It's got the same really dated, awful 1980s racial stereotypes. It's got the same sort of raunchy, kind of uncomfortable sexual humor. Like you can look forward to all of that.
Well, it's an
but,
outlaw joint for sure. Like, yeah, those ones all are.
Yeah.
There might be a bipedal fuck sheep in it.
That for
there
sure.
might have been, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah. Trying to remember, but
I know that, in Leisure Suit Larry 1, the only way to make the proper amount of money is to gamble. And it's the worst part of the game.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, it is still better than Codename Iceman's dice game.
Oh, God, yes. God.
Do we want to throw an episode break in here, or does Luke want to creatively
probably should.
find one somewhere previously in the episode?
You know what? Let's do that. There was an episode break at some point.
Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
I love that.
I don't like to give Luke the homework, but probably at this point, it would be easier to split it up into 2 nicely sized episodes.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what we're doing. It's been a while. We're just kind of figuring shit back out with Colonel's Bequest. Actually, we've made some progress.
Yes.
And a lot of progress by Colonel's Bequest standards.
Oh my goodness.
All things
And for
considered.
some reason, that fucking conversation about superpowers was weighing heavily on all of our hearts, I guess, because we really got into it.
Yeah, we spent a whole hour talking about that before we hit record.
I think we all wanted to live in that world for just a minute, because this world is a little bit hard to live in.
Much. Yep.
Not Colonel's Bequest or the show. I mean the real world.
Well, what I love about the superpower conversations is that while that's true, we spend almost the entire time trying to bring down those superpowers using real world shit.
Yeah, I think it was not. Oh Jesus, have we been in here before?
Nope.
Huh.
Oh.
Hi there.
You're inside a leaky old playhouse.
I immediately don't like this place.
Will.
Act 4.
Is it
Jesus.
just the crepitude of the room, or what are you?
It's just conjuring a very sensory experience for me of a musky smell and the person facing away from us and not turning around when we enter this tiny space with them. I don't feel like I'm going to leave alive from this room.
This is really masterful stuff, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh, the
And it's
gonging
mid-
of the clock.
It's 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock.
It's beautiful.
10 o'clock.
There's something truly awful about a figure facing away from you in a dark room, not turning to meet you. There's a revelation there that you don't want to engage with.
Oh, no, this is nightmare fuel. And then he said...
Look, Lil. This is a bit odd. Your friend seems to be reading a book to those old dolls.
Oh, no.
Look around. You're inside a leaky old playhouse. Look at dolls. Yana.
Fuck you.
No?
Oh, it didn't do
Nothing?
anything?
I guess not.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Book. You glance at the book in Lillian's hand, and you see that it is an old fairy tale entitled Bluebeard.
I believe it's entitled Bluebeard. There's an exclamation.
Bluebeard.
Huh? What are you doing here, Laura?
I mean, same.
I'm gonna make her
Same,
higher.
girl. What are you doing here? I'm here because I'm a professional snoop. You know? You know that about me.
I wouldn't know about that.
About the book you're holding?
Welber. Yeah. It would appear that Lillian is more interested in reading a book to some old dolls than talking to you. It would probably be best to leave her alone right now.
Is she in a fugue state?
So this is an Adrian moment where she needs to get into a boat and leave.
Yeah, no, at this point, like, Laura Bow is, responsible for what happens to her.
Oh my god. Is that a picture of a Lovecraftian horror on the wall?
I was about to ask the same.
Yeah.
Look carefully at the walls around you, but see nothing special about them. Look at poster? The game does not understand poster. Look at painting? A picture is a picture. You see nothing of interest.
I see something of
It has
interest.
text on it.
It's got some sort of image of, like, a person-sized tardigrade on it. Like,
I mean, so there's a chair with a doll on it in front of it, right?
Yes.
Like, but there is this painting thing.
So she stuck the key in, and oh man,
the lock and said something.
and said,
But it has text on it as well. The last two letters are SS. But it looks like, like, if you factor in the weird baby on a chair, like, it looks like a luchador.
she thought she was alone, but
I think Matt and I are seeing a circular maw of teeth. Would that be correct,
Yeah.
Matt?
Yes. It's like a worm with pink tentacles coming out of it.
That is probably the chair. Luke's right about that. The pink tentacles are probably the chair. I did see pink tentacles too, but that's probably a doll on a chair.
That makes
yeah,
sense.
it is. Yeah, but behind is definitely something that looks like green tentacles. Speaking of LucasArts games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait to play Maniac Mansion. I fucking love that game.
It's great.
Two little chairs accompanying the small table.
Look, toys, maybe?
And what happened then was
No, nothing. Right clicking is the look action, generally speaking, but okay. Well, have fun being crazy, Lillian.
I will.
What the fuck? Guys,
Y'all.
we have Colonel's Bequestions.
Oh
Oh yeah, let's empty the mailbag.
I think it's time.
Do we want to
let's go.
mercifully answer any last minute questions for Gory too, so they don't have to wait a whole year?
I don't know. Hey,
Do we have any last minute questions for Gory?
I don't think so. I mean, we have unofficial ones like, did you just quietly try to hammer Luann? And yes, we did.
Yes, I did.
Do Keebler elves
Next
have
question.
infravision? No, Keebler elves aren't cool at all.
Deep cut though with the infravision. That's like what, 2nd edition shit? Good.
Yeah. And then we had an Icelander check in, Talto 777.
Yay! That's
So-
awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome. We always love to see that. Yeah, but most of the time, we actually have 2 Colonel's Bequestions.
Fantastic.
So, yeah. All right.
The Colonel's Bequestion.
Love that. Love that.
Let's have it.
12op really wants us to have a cereal and McDonald's episode, which I'm down for.
Cereal and McDonald's?
Yeah, the cereal and McDonald's talk. Yeah.
Dig back into the MDCU.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
We can make it happen.
And the business familiars. We had Enmark Picture Company say that sulfuric acid can really fuck up someone's face.
Yep.
And it's used in photography.
Yes.
In photography, and development. So, we were underinformed. Thanks for putting it straight.
And Idris's Halloween dinner went very well.
Yay! Good work.
Beef pot
Glad
pie.
to hear it, Idris. Hope you had a good time. Meat pot pie. It's good choice.
With a jack-o'-lantern top made of puff pastry. Oh, need a picture of that. And pumpkin pie. That's great. Okay, Colonel's Bequestion. Fun for Algernon, of course. Does anyone know which episode of Level 0 NPCs featured the cast singing the theme from Who's the Boss? It was amazing, and I can't quite figure out when it happened. Was that...
Yeah. So there was an episode not long ago where we talked about television theme songs.
Yeah.
Was it
But
Manhunt?
I don't think that was the one.
No, I think it was Manhunter New York. And I think it was when we were stuck in the park during that impossible fucking thing when you kept hitting mines.
Entirely possible.
That's usually when the PCs break into song, when they're really stuck on something.
The thing about Level 0 NPCs, yes, is that this may have happened more than once.
Oh, this could have happened multiple times. I know for a fact
that we sang the, I believe, entire Golden Girls theme during Stardew Valley.
Oh yeah.
Like we've definitely done all of we've done Who's the Boss, we've done Family Ties.
There's an episode of Codename Iceman entitled A Horse with No Codename. Yep. And Matt and Andrew perform A Horse with No Name while Luke crashes the submarine 1,000 times. And it is it's not just my favorite episode of Sierra Saturday. It's one of my favorite episodes of anything, like across categories. I was like working late at Silverback. It was like the middle of the night, and that episode pops up, and I was like, "Is this really happening right now?"
Andrew pulls out his guitar and starts playing.
Yep.
And I sing along. It's great.
I've cited that before. I don't know if I said to you guys or to somebody else, but one of my absolute favorite Level 0 NPCs moments was when you guys are stuck in the submarine, and this despair is so palpable that you guys just have a bit of a jam session, and it was magical.
It really was. It was so fun.
So this has happened in a couple of different episodes where, like, basically the thing that we are doing takes so long to do or is so repetitive that we have to fast forward through it. And as a result, non sequiturs and other things just kind of happen because we're like, we'll keep rolling, but we'll probably just fast forward through this entire thing. And sometimes we put it to like just regular music or whatever. But in that particular case, so Andrew is a musician and he had his guitar handy. And so, he just went for it. There's a whole episode where, like, I'm driving the car around in Police Quest 1, and Matt just breaks out into, to the windows, to the wall. Right before we finally make it to the park. So I had to end the fast forward slightly early so that you could hear Matt going and singing all of that. But,
oh, Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
What the fuck?
This is the greatest song in this game, by the way. So I'm glad we got to enjoy this on the anniversary of the Level 0
That was
NPC.
fucking terrifying.
Oh, Jesus. And that just happened.
I have to follow her. But we've sung a lot of...
Oh my goodness.
That episode of Manhunter was 6 years ago, so it's probably not what you're thinking. But it might be.
I mean, unless you've been around that whole time.
So that means I've been around for at least that long in terms of just watching you guys. So that's kind of nice to know.
I've mentioned this before, but if I were more musically inclined, I would try to whip up a like James Bond theme kind of Miserlou-esque remix of A Horse with No Name, just instrumental, and call it A Horse with No Code Name.
Nice.
A horse with no code name. Rudy. That's it. There's no comments on this. There's 9 likes. Oh my god. Just going through these old Manhunter videos is a real nightmare.
The short answer is that I don't think we know what episode that was.
I'm trying to find out.
Other PCs, please let us know. You know what? If you can find... Oh, hey, there's Rudy.
Hey, buddy.
Joseph Davies picked up that I was
Something's
referencing...
wrong. I can feel it. I don't understand what's going on here. Where is everybody?
Half of them are murdered.
You try to warn him, but he doesn't seem to be paying any attention to you.
Ah!
Terrible Wilbur.
You
Attempt to speak to Rudy, but as he seems to have other things on his mind, he doesn't pay any attention.
I need to get out of here.
I mean, we're just going to follow Rudy around while...
At least we'll get to see one of the deaths, you know?
It'd be interesting. So what I was going to say is, if you can identify all the episodes, or at least a number of episodes where we just randomly start jumping a song, or jump into song for some reason that might even possibly be reasonable. Let me know. I can make a supercut of it. We'll do like a whole the NPCs sing thing.
I've made
Oh,
up.
it's a showdown.
Happening now.
Get out of my sight, jerk! No, you get out of my sight.
Fucking
Why,
Dr.
you?
Seuss novel over here.
You little pipsqueak!
Ooh.
Don't mess with me, bud!
Can't just go around calling people bud.
Hey, Rudy. Oh! He flipped him the bird.
This is one of those games I almost feel I understand it less and less as we go on.
Yeah.
Like what we're supposed to do and whether we're succeeding.
So basically, to put your mind at ease, the method of playing Colonel's Bequest really amounts to wander around and see if you see anything happen.
Well, I think the game is very ahead of its time in that there's a sequence of events that are happening and you are in them and you have to sort of be at the right place. I've seen other games that kind of like that, but they're all much, much more recent than this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of a almost revolutionary for the time kind of change in game design philosophy compared to the King's Quest and Space Quest that preceded it.
Yeah.
You guys should watch our you guys should watch some of our old videos if you haven't.
Yeah.
In particular, treat yourself to Police Quest. Like that's kind of I think where I started with the show, and like it's I went back and watched just about every series, but Police Quest is something really special.
Yeah.
We were never better. Okay. The Sierra Saturday Let's Play Manhunter New York Episode 5, 1980s TV theme song show tune montage. 18 minutes long, 6 likes, 1 comment that's been hidden.
My goodness. Okay. I'll have to find out what that is.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's it. I just went to like 6 minutes in, and it's just a minefield in Central Park and singing. That's all it
amazing.
is.
Nice.
Wow, nicely done. We successfully answered that Colonel's Bequestion.
That was one answer. There's probably more, but anyway.
Yeah.
That's one of the multiple correct answers to that one.
But for the was it the Who's the Boss theme? For that is the correct answer.
Yeah, there's a question, but I don't know if that was the answer.
I was going to say if we can't find it, we should just sing it for him again.
I'd help, but I don't know it.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, Matt and I can probably do it.
That is a great answer, though. Which episode was it? This episode.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, we probably sang it, but on a quick scrub through right now, I can't pick it out.
Oh, wow. It was a
It might
totally
be.
different episode.
It might be. I just, I can't see us not doing it,
Yeah.
but
I mean, it's one of those like theme songs that you think you. I always feel like when I go and hear the Who's the Boss theme, like I know what it is because I actually, oddly enough, listened to it very recently, like the last couple of days recently.
Weird.
But, like, yeah, I when I think the Who's the Boss theme, I think I usually think of the Family Ties theme.
yeah. Whereas the Who's the Boss theme is like, there is more to life than what you're living, so take a chance and face the whip. Of course, I have a cold this week. An open road and a road that's
Isn't
hidden.
that the Growing
a
Pains
brand new
one?
life around the bend. What?
There's a
times I lost a dream or two, found the trail, and at the end was you.
Yeah.
There's a path you take
And
and
a
a path not taken. The choice is up to you, my friend. The nights are long, but you might awaken to a brand new life, brand new life, a brand new life around the bend.
That's Family. I thought Family Ties was
No, that's Who's the Boss.
Oh, sorry.
And Family Ties is the I think we've been together
For a million
years.
And
Yeah.
I bet we'll be
Yeah.
together. For yeah.
4 million more. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice song, but I don't think it's a good theme song. And we kind of were already over that.
Yeah. We've definitely talked about that
What
one.
will you do, baby?
Without... And now I realize that I
Yeah.
thought...
That's
I
Chuck.
started to say earlier, and just so the comment doesn't get cut off, Joseph Davies clocked that I was making a Gargoyles reference in a previous episode.
I love that. I love that.
Nice.
I was specifically referencing that, and I'm just delighted that someone else knew exactly what I was talking about.
Oh, speaking of Joseph Davies, this is something I mentioned to Luke, actually, and I'm glad that you brought up Joseph Davies because Joseph Davies watches some of my live streams on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern for Crimson Tuesdays, and I did a giveaway for my Halloween stream, which is not on Halloween. It was my pre-Halloween stream because I was actually in London for actual Halloween. But I did a giveaway for a Nancy Maple hat, the Crimson Diamond merch, and so it's all completely automated. That it's all kind of done through Twitch integration. And Joseph Davies was the happy winner of that hat, and he's already received it. So congratulations again, Joseph Davies, because I know you're going to be listening to this. And thank you so much for being part of
Congratulations
that.
on your winning Crimson
Damn.
hat giveaway.
Well,
Yeah.
damn. It pays to love us both.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, well, we have another Colonel's Bequestion.
Nice.
Because I think I answered that
Great.
one, and even if I didn't, the answer is this episode.
Had to do it.
Okay, Colonel's Bequestion. This is from Natal Miral. My autocorrect apparently recognizes Bequestion. What the hell? I don't know, but I love it. If you were to update the Colonel's Bequest as a mobile/tablet game, what would you change?
Mhm.
Let's assume you can keep the style and you can't turn it into a find the item type game. And the pornographic elements are kept tastefully sparse. Well,
I don't know that I would change much of anything about it. I mean, like if Wajit if Dave and Francisco and all those guys have taught me anything, it's that it's entirely viable to make a mobile port of a adventure game. The one thing that I would probably do is just refine the interface a little bit. And maybe be more of like a, I understand text parser is sort of where it's at with this thing, but, all things considered, I don't think Kernel's Bequest makes a strong argument for a need for a text parser.
I would actually kind of agree with you on that, considering like the actual gameplay and what kind of text like parses. I think I've talked about this in the past, where you could actually get through this entire game by only like entering 4 text parser commands, and 2 of them are the same. So it actually doesn't use that much of the text parser, to be honest.
Yeah. I think you could get more out of this by having a little bit more of a directed experience, or a little bit more of a responsive, like clicks to hotspots kind of experience with kernel Bequest. Possibly a controversial opinion, but that's my thinking on it. So like, honestly, maybe even allow the text parser, like keep it in there, but like have a streamlined, sort of click and interact kind of thing, because like no one object has more than one interaction to it in this, with the exception of maybe like, look chest, look boots, examine soul, or examine insignia, right? And then like, look body, examine, search body. But I mean, like those could easily be, like verb coin type stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And this actually reminds me of that comment we had on one of these where they said, oh, you're having, text parser game developer on channel who has a game that's been inspired by Kernel's Bequestion. You're not talking at all about the game design of this game or and such, because and considering we're all like, all of us are in the games industry, so that the kind of like almost like request for having a bit of that insight. So here we go, we've done it.
Wow. Nice.
This is a very short version of it, yes, but I mean, like at the end of the day, there are a handful of games for which the text parser interface really did make a difference.
Yeah. And actually, speaking again about my experience at Adventure X, Charles Cecil, who is one of the founders of Revolution Software and made games such as like Beneath the Still Sky, among others, he did a whole talk that I attended about like, the 1-button versus 2-button interface, and about modifying the interface of his past games to be on like, iPad or whatever, like, that type of a platform. And he talks about how like, he's from the old guard where he's very much accustomed to interacting with games a certain way, but when he started beta testing, like they're going to be releasing Broken Sword again, like a remastered version of Broken Sword with like a 4K release of Broken Sword, so you get the beautiful animations are going to be crystal clear, and all the like the backgrounds are going to be super crystal clear. He realized like the beta testers are not of that generation, and they're not used to the type of interface that the old games were, and he had to modify, and him and his company had to modify that to be a better user experience for them. And when they did, like player satisfaction and all that kind of like really, really skyrocketed. So I really like the fact that he's been open to modifying his older games to, to reach that new audience, because they don't need the interface as it was.
Yeah, I think, and I don't remember where I heard it. It was probably one of the old LucasArts people as well, like talking about the old SCUM interface and like the 9-verb system that they had.
Yes.
Where it's like, they tried to make the best of it, but at the end of the day, like there were very few things that used more than 1 or 2 of any given verb.
And literally, like Francisco Gonzalez, who is currently making Rosewater, he had a talk as well about something very much in the same vein, where he actually cites the LucasArts interface, where you have something like, The Secret of Monkey Island or something, and that has in the SCUM interface turn on and turn off, and they are not used at all in the game. So what are they even doing there, really? That type of a thing. Yeah. They're just like a vestigial kind of like aspect of an interface that definitely could have been, modified and optimized. And they eventually did.
Well, it's funny when you think of it like a game like Curse of Monkey Island, right? Which I think it was controversial at the time when Curse came out, in that they lost the entire 9-verb thing and streamlined it down to look, speak, and interact, right? But at the end of the day, like really, the vast majority of those verbs really were just interact.
Yeah.
Like the only place I can think of off the top of my head, and I'm sure there were more, in Monkey Island 1, that made use of like the actual different types of interaction, was the safe
I was gonna
puzzle,
say,
where you
yeah.
have to pull and push a lever, around a few times in order to open a safe. But that's the only one I can think of, right?
Yeah,
and there would have been easier ways. There would have been other ways to do that puzzle, even without it.
Yeah,
even a lever is kind of a binary state, right?
Exactly.
So interact twice, that'll get you there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically like a rotating lock. So you had to rotate it around a certain number of times, and then rotate it in the opposite direction a number of times. So yeah, it was as much a wheel as a lever, but at the same time, right? Like it would have not been an extremely difficult task to just change it to a number lock, or even just make a quick mini game version of that, where it's like you can rotate it to the right or the left, as opposed to, just by hitting the interaction once and then it's interact which direction however many times, whatever. So like when you actually put thought into it, you realize that there isn't actually a whole lot of real benefit to having those. Like there's the potential benefit, and I think that's what people got upset they were losing, behind I want to do this action and I feel like I have the freedom to do these actions, but 90% of the time all it elicits is a default response, like I can't do that, I can't pick that up, I can't push that,
or the words sniff sniff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I have a whole action that I can do in Colonel's Bequest that is necessary for me to do, but is unnecessary for me to do in a very specific place, and gives me the exact same response throughout the rest of the game. So there's not even an indication that what I did when I did it at the point that I needed to do it mattered.
It's one of those hidden math things, like trying to EV train a fucking Pokemon.
Precisely.
And I'll be the first to say that I love those LucasArts games, and I love the nostalgia of the SCUM interface, but it's probably the least efficient interface for even a point and click game. I mean, it actually makes more sense to do for the iPad to touch a verb and then touch a hotspot or something. But with a mouse, it's you're dragging your mouse all the way down to the bottom of the screen, you're dragging it all the way back up to whatever the hotspot is, and it's just really not that good. But I still love it. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't love it, because I do.
You know what I found actually also with Curse of Monkey Island, something that I never realized until very recently, is you can map the 3 interactions to hotkeys.
Oh, cool.
So you don't even need to use the verb coin. And I guess the 9 had hotkeys assigned as well in the old SCUM interface.
Oh, yes.
But I loaded Curse of Monkey Island onto my Steam Deck, and then I mapped the buttons on the verb coin to X, Y, and B. Right? So now I can just use the trackpad to point my cursor at, and I can press, X to speak, Y to look at, and B to interact. And then the A button was sort of the universal click. So
amazing. I never thought of it. That's amazing. I do love the verb coin interface though, as an interface. That's not just a single button type of interface, because I'm actually not a fan of a single button interface personally, because I do like that illusion of choice.
I mean, honestly, I would love and I think we mentioned this in a previous episode of Colonel's Bequest, so sorry that we're retreading ground here. But I would love for a text parser interface to realize its potential, if you like. And I'm looking forward to putting Crimson Diamond through its paces while you're here.
Right.
And maybe even in doing so, find a couple of interactions that you decide you want to do something.
Oh, yeah. So. Absolutely. I actually was thinking about that for a stream. What I would love to do leading up to launch as a fun little thing for people to do is suggesting parsers that I can just add to the game, because I can just do that. It's really easy.
This is a good opportunity for you to learn things that we frequently try in frustration.
Yes.
And to put 1 or 2 of them in the game to trap us.
Exactly.
Just an option to fling yourself out a window and die.
Yeah, like fun.
Honestly, if you let me do that, I would appreciate the hell out of it. Because I do attempt to crash through every window that I see in the game. I think you've probably noticed that by now. And I do attempt to murder, strangle, bash people over the head with blunt objects. And I mean, like, it should be an end state. I am expecting that if I can actually successfully do any of these things, then I'm just going to get a game over. Or okay, I humored you, now do you want to play the game? Yes, kind of interaction. But, yeah, totally. Did we lose Matt again?
I still see his little portrait there, so I don't know if he's been quiet or using the restroom or something. Or maybe he is gone after all. Or he might be asleep.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
He would have been... Oh, there he is.
Hey, sorry.
You're right, champ?
It's almost 1-8. It's almost 1 a.m.
I'm so sorry.
Ace, sport, slugger.
Well, I think we're roughly out of time anyway, and it sounds like Matt is dying in his chair.
We got more kernels. We got more kernels of questions.
We'll answer our kernels questions another episode.
Yeah,
Matt.
it's all right,
You need
Matt.
to go to bed.
They're 2 months ago. Kernels of questions.
It's okay.
Our fans are so patient.
Yeah, it's no rush. And I actually had my third treasure of the Heritage Department Store. We can save it for next week. So it's not something for people to look forward to. And that's the best and finest treasure that I've been saving for the last one. So look forward to that.
Join us next time when we dig to the bottom of the mailbag.
Yes.
Kernels of questions.
And learn what the third treasure of Julia's trip was.
Yes.
Next time on The Colonel's Bequest.
Oh, that's good.
Kernels of questions.
Oh.
The Colonel's Bequest.
Oh fuck! I'm awake now.
just need to wrap Matt up in a blanket.
Kernels of questions.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
All right.
Have a good day.
Yes. Have a good night.
Stick and stay, everybody.
Or go to
Good
bed.
to be
Stick
back.
and go to bed. Or,
Happy Pocky Day, everybody.
I'm sorry to Lord Senile and everybody who wrote Kernels of Questions 2 months ago. I'll get to you.
I'm just sorry to everyone in general. I'm in a state of just ambient sorry, just radiating outward.
It's time for a living.
Whoever you are, whatever you're feeling, I get it, and I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry that we've kept Matt up because we did spend that extra hour just talking about superpowers.
No, I knew it was such a fucking mistake, like 15 minutes in, but I still let it go on for the entire hour.
We all did.
That's true.
All kinds of firsts are happening. I've never fallen asleep during an episode. It's never happened.
We share culpability. In this day.
I have, but I'm such an insomniac, like little micro sleeps are pretty common to me. Waken up by the sound of my own head hitting a table, like that's pretty normal for my life, so
I just but yeah, 8 years, all kinds of firsts happening tonight.
Oh, yay. I mean, oh no.
All right. Well, happy anniversary, everybody. Good.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Stick and
Stick and
stay.
Check out our local content.
Yeah.
Check out our local content.
I don't know what that means, but do it. Do it.
Just look around you. We've hidden some content around each of you. It's very hard to find, but there's content. We made it for each of you. Our elves have hidden them around in your home. Look around for your local content. It'll be there. Keep looking.
Okay, I'm gonna make you guys. I'm gonna make you guys a promise. During Christmas break, when I don't have anywhere to go on a Friday, I'm gonna break out the whiskey for one of these episodes. It's gonna happen.
Whiskey Matt's gonna ring in the new year with you guys.
It's a little celebration. It's fun. It's exciting.
So please do let us know what content you find, and we will confirm or deny if that was our content.
Check your room for content. Local content.
check your room for local content. Let us know what local content you found.
Some of it is ours. Most of it isn't. You'll be.
It should be within 100 meters of you.
You'll be surprised as to what is ours. So
yeah, it's within a radius of the device you use to watch level 0 NPCs and the place you typically do.
Yeah. Okay.
Our elves don't have a solid grasp of how people live and where they live, so it could be like outside in a tree or something like that. Like, it's within that radius, but it could be anywhere within that radius. Suspended in midair above your house, underground, that kind of thing.
You know what? This is for the best. I am in no state to answer any more Colonel's Bequestions right now.
Like, you're at a point where, like, a police officer is going to pull you over at your computer.
Yeah. All right, well, stick and stay, everybody.
Stick and stay. We're going to let Matt go to bed immediately.
Yes.
Okay.
Again.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Everything's going to be just fine.
I'm going to stop the recording so Matt has to stop.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.